Political discussion. Okay, one very unpleasant news that is coming on is that kind of citizen of India, or you can citizen of India from Kerala state, Madam Nimisha Priya. She is a nurse by profession, and a death sentence is it is more or less it is issued by the Supreme Court of Yemen in Sana, and today is, I believe, today is 11th. Today is 11th of the July. 5 days after today, that is 16th of the July. Now, the execution, a death penalty has to happen. That is 16th of the July. Today is 11th of the July. If people remember, then around 10th or 11th of the July, one death penalty for the Nimisha Priya case. Supreme Court judgment was there, and death penalty that has to be executed on 10th or 11th of the July, January of the July. So that was somehow it got postponed, and then it is rescheduled for the 16th of the July. We will work tirelessly as far as whatever we can do, intimating people through media, and then people are working tirelessly around the India to save her. That is, everyone understand that she is innocent. Anyway, okay, so if we talk about the global discussion, then the list of tariff that is surfacing day by day. I believe around 21 country, 14 country on the day one, second day 7 country, out of which 4 are from Asia. Now there is one more country that has come in the list of Donald Trump, where the tariff rate has been declared, and it is making a big news now. Anyway, on the yesterday, today is 11th. So yesterday would be, I believe, 9th of the July. 9th of the July, 7 country list. Whatever I'm telling, the tariff list of Canada is released. That is on 10th of the July. So 9th of the July, tariff list of the 7 countries was released in the morning session. In the afternoon session, Donald Trump has to release the tariff rates for the Brazil, but somehow looks like it did not come through. Now tariff rate for the Canada has been released. Canada is a country that is considered extremely near to the America, not geographically, but politically also. Canada is extreme, or I can say Canada is nearest country to the United States. Two countries, the United States import, if we see the import into the United, I believe around more than $3 trillion is the import into America, more than $3 trillion. In that, around $450 billion is the import of Canada into America, United States, and similar import is from Mexico also. So Mexico export product into America, that is the number one export, Miss America import from the countries, and number one country that maximum import happens is through Mexico, and number two is Canada. Number three is China. More or less, all three export to the America, more or less near to $450 billion only. Now, Canada, which is practically, not theoretically, theoretically, Canada is an independent country. But if we see trade wise, economic wise, and then if we security wise, more or less Canada is part of America only. If Donald Trump is saying that Canada is 51st state of America, then he is not saying anything false. Actually, it is true that Canada practically it is 41st state of America. How it is now? Canada, if we see the export of the Canada to America, then it is around $450 billion. Okay, Canada's more or less 76% or 78%. Okay, we can say 80%. To four-fifth, four-fifth of the Canada export, total export, it goes to America only. The way we were talking about Bangladesh, that four-fifth of the Bangladesh export happens in garment sector only. Only one garment sector. Full export happens in garment sector only, more or less. Similarly, Canada full export means 80% of the export happens to the America only. That is, Canada is completely dependent upon money that it receives from United States. Number one. Number two, Canada does not have any army, more or less. Canada does not pay much to the NATO aid also. More or less, America takes care of the Canada while paying to NATO. America takes care of the Canada. Means more or less, America, United States take care of the security of Canada. So security wise, Canada is completely integral to America, and monetary fashion also Canada is completely integral to America. If Donald Trump is saying that Canada would be 51st state of United States, then he is not going to extreme. Actually, that is true. Okay, in that fashion, I believe 1 month back there was a election or May time frame. There was election, May time frame or April time frame. 2 months back, there was election in Canada, and Mark Carney from the Liberal Party, Mark Carney from the Liberal Party, he was victorious. I believe he defeated Conservative Party. This is what I remember. So Mark Carney from the Liberal Party, he became victorious. Conservative Party in Canada, I believe the second party, the opposition party is Conservative Party. Conservative Party in Canada, they are considered as pro-America. They are in support of America. Where Liberal Party of Canada, they are considered as a party which keeps a separate dignity, a separate entity of Canada. Means the Liberal Party member, they believe that they would not merge with the America. Canada is a separate country. Okay. Now practically, this is theoretically. Practically, Canada has everything to do with America only. When Donald Trump was contesting election for the Prime Minister of Canada, I'm sorry, not Donald Trump, Mr. Mark Carney, when he was contesting election for the Canada as a Prime Minister of Canada, then very explicitly he had declared that Canada would not be dependent upon America now. Canada will have separate entity. Means Canada's export will be diversified now. Canada mainly export kind of steel, aluminium, auto part, and then energy sector. So America more or less it is completely dependent upon the Canada for the energy sector. Electricity, Canada export, and the crude oil, natural gas, whatever it is. So Mr. Mark Carney he had said that we will focus now the diversifying the export of the Canada. And in that fact, he has named the China at that time. Means once he got elected, he said that we will be aligned to China. Means because China is another country which is highly interested in crude product in a sense that metals like aluminum, because China is the largest manufacturer in the world. 35% of global manufacturing is happening in the China. So Mark Carney was saying that whatever China would need, it's raw material from the Canada. Either it is the energy sector, means crude oil, or the metal and whatsoever. So they would look now exporting these items to China. More or less, he had hinted on it, so that they won't be dependent on America. Anyway, now Donald after that, Mark Carney had visited White House also to talk with the Donald Trump, because right now Canada's full architecture is based upon the United States. Canada would be working to diversifying its business. This is what Mark Carney had promised to the people, and he won the election. Whereas the kind of conservative, they could not win the election. Against they had said that they would give lot of job to the people, and then there will be lot of tax deduction that will happen to the Canadian people. Still, people rather than going for job oriented and less tax oriented, people did opt to the country oriented. If anyone is country oriented and he is saving the dignity and the special identity to the Canada country, then he should win. Now, Donald Trump has given a big award to the people in Canada now, and the Prime Minister of the Canada now. 35% tax has been imposed on Canada. 35% tax. This is something that is very, very, very high. 35% tax on Canada. This should be considered as one of the highest tax that America had declared in last 7 days. 35% tax. Okay. The reason that is cited now by the Donald Trump is Canada is failure in controlling the fentanyl that is being smuggled into United States. Fentanyl is a artificial opium that people are taking for intoxication to get drugged. People are taking fentanyl. They smell fentanyl powder or through nose, I believe, or through injection or through teeth, through tongue, they take the powder. So fentanyl powder, which is considered as 50 times more powerful than opium. I believe the heroin that is the very powerful from the opium, heroin, it is 50 times more powerful than heroin also. Difference between heroin and fentanyl is little bit, since heroin comes from opium, and that is a kind of a plant. Opium is a plant, so it is considered as natural. So if someone takes little high dose of opium also, nothing happens. High dose of heroin, but fentanyl is artificial. It is synthetic. It is not natural. Little bit overdose of fentanyl kills people. So fentanyl is given to the people who are suffering from cancer and those diseases, and they are in last stage and severe pain they are getting from the organs, body organs. Then fentanyl is given to them so that they would die without pain. That is the reason fentanyl is prescribed by the doctor. But people are in America, they are taking fentanyl. I believe around 1 million deaths are happening. I don't know, or 1 million people are drugged with the fentanyl, whatever it is. Fentanyl is entering to America illegally from Canada and Mexico. There are many illegally fentanyl manufacturing units are in Mexico, and they get precursor of the fentanyl to make the fentanyl from China. Anyway, illegally also precursor comes from China only for the fentanyl. Anyway, the Donald Trump is citing that Canada is failure in controlling the fentanyl that is smuggled into America. Second thing is Canada is failure in controlling the illegal immigrants are entering into America through the Canada. So these are excuses only. The main concept is that Canada did not go with the Donald Trump was thinking. 51st state of America. That should be Canada. So that all natural resources of Canada, America would harness, America would control, and it would kind of enjoy it. So for that, it was asking, making the Canada as 51st state. If you are not 51st state of United States, then enjoy 35% taxes. Anyway, now the kind of Mark Carney was available for the uh, kind of the response what Canada would provide here. Okay, he responded on this, saying that Canada is more or less it is successful in controlling the fentanyl. It's not that Canada has not taken measure to control the fentanyl, but more or less it has controlled the fentanyl. And about I believe illegal immigrant, he did not talk much about. But I don't think now there would be big issue of illegal immigrants entering into America. The way illegal immigrants into America, the way they were exported, exported, deported to India. I don't think that anyone from the outside the globe, he would dare to enter into America right now. So more or less, it looks like a award to the Canada joining China. Anyway, 21 countries have received the award from Donald Trump. They are becoming kind of part of some program from China, either one belt, one road initiative, or they are born to become BRICS nation member or whatever it is. They have received the prize from Donald Trump. Now, Mark Carney has also received prize from the Donald Trump. Anyway, the time will be gloomy for the Canada, that is for sure, because their full money is coming from America. And in that sense, if their product cost two times what it costs and consumer of the America, they start looking at the other country product, and a product of the Canada is not being sold in the America, then Canada will come into trouble. What they will do? Now they will go to the benefit of the doubt goes to China. Now they will completely look at the China. They will start exporting product to the China at cheaper rates, and Chinese company would kind of they would prosper. What will happen next anyway? So this is the news that is printed now. Now there's now, but main butter in the news Our main news that people are awaiting, it is still not coming on. That is the tariff rate on Brazil, tariff rate on India, tariff rate on China, tariff rate tariff rate on Russia, okay, tariff rate on Saudi Arabia, tariff rate on Iran, tariff rate on United Arab Emirates, tariff rate on Egypt, and tariff rate on Ethiopia. Why I am saying like this? Tariff rate on South Africa has been declared. I believe it is around 30%. There are 10 members of BRICS nation right now. 5 are founding members and 5 are extended members. In out of 10 members, 9 members the rate has not been increased, and I have given the name of 9 members. Okay, now people are waiting what will happen to this country. Donald Trump has already declared that anyone from the BRICS nation, first of all, if BRICS nation is talking about a special extra BRICS currency, then all countries in the BRICS nation, if they bring BRICS currency, then 100% tariff will be imposed on them. Number one. Number two, if any country in the BRICS summit, any country in the BRICS summit, if he get aligned with the anti-America work, anti-America kind of decision, anti-America kind of talking, then he will be imposed 10% tariff. An anti-America discussion happened in the seventh summit of the BRICS nation that happened in Brazil. What anti-America happened? Now they completely supported the Gaza Strip Palestinians. They completely opposed Palestine. Means more or less they were talking about how to control Palestine, how to control Israel. So, and how to support poor kind of poor Gaza Strip people. Then they oppose the American attack on Iran. Means more or less they are supporting Iran when Iran fired 14 deadly missiles on the American naval base, I believe in Bahrain, that Iran had fired. More or less they are supporting Iran, they are supporting the Gaza Strip. This gives a big hint that there will be 10% extra tariff, 10% extra tariff that will be imposed on the BRICS nation members. So people are waiting now. What will happen to India, China, and then UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, this kind of Russia, this kind of country, Brazil, 10% tariff that Donald Trump has already declared. Anyway, okay, Canada will have 35% of the tariff. 50% tariff has already been imposed on the steel, aluminum and steel and auto parts if they are coming to America. 50% tariff is already there. And in addition to 35, Donald Trump had made it clear this 35% is extra, not including or excluding whatever it is. Means aluminum and steel, it will become, I believe, 85%. And on the product where the tariff is not there, then it will be 35%. Okay, anyway, the question that would be arising in everyone's mind, what was the earlier tariff rate? Earlier tariff rate with Canada was 0%. Canada, United States and Mexico, they had signed free trade agreement with the America, all three in 2020, and Donald Trump had only signed it, free trade agreement. And Donald Trump has now, with executive order, he has only abolished it. Now it is abolished, and 10% the basic tariff was imposed, blanket tariff was imposed on the Canada some time back when it was imposed on all the countries. Now 35% tax on the Canada. I believe 10% will not work, 35%, and 50% tariff on the steel and aluminum. That will be extra. Means 85% of steel and aluminum. Now Canada is in a situation now to diversify its business. Now every country, whoever are facing 40% and 35% tariff from the America, now all countries are understanding that there is no way, there is no point in going with the retaliatory tax on the America. That we will also raise the tax for the American goods entering into our country. Now everyone is understanding that global scenario has changed now, and no need to be dependent on America for the dollar. People are selling to the America. because they want dollar. To get the dollar only, people are dependent upon the trade with the America. Now people are understanding now that dollar era is over. Now they have to see the global market, other countries also. And in that scenario, things would change. And what things would change? Now it is 100% sure now that dollar, in addition to the dollar, other currency will also have importance now. People are especially looking at the ruble that is from Russia and yuan, RMB, I believe, renminbi from the China. So these are the currency that will come prominent now in parallel to the dollar. This is what everyone is thinking. Anyway, God bless Mr. Mark Carney, very honorable Prime Minister of Canada. Very, very in a surprising manner, he considered the victory and he is a future and hope for the Canadian people. I believe he would not go and bend in front of America and he will take the export of Canada to newer height when he will diversify the export of the Canada to the every country in the world.